Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 804. It is me, Hayden McMahon, Tyler Moore,
Hello.
Buckenmeyer.
How you doing?
Besides, so excited to be back. I know it's been like, a decade since we've been here?
It's been a bit.
A little bit.
We are the biggest slackers that have the most time constraints out of any high school students for doing absolutely nothing with our lives.
Don't know if you guys remember, we said we were going to upload on Wednesdays and Sundays. It's become more of like a once every 2 weeks kind of thing.
Can we get together and have at least 3 of us in a room together? Because we still haven't had all 4 of us together.
It's more difficult than we thought.
It is way more difficult than we thought. In this episode, you're going to see us talking a little bit about school, the NFL, return. I don't know what week it is, like week 4 or something.
Week 5, maybe. Week 6, maybe.
Yep. And we're going to be talking about Among Us and greatest moments, how much we love the game, how much we hate the game, and all that type stuff. Also, 60 to 70% of you aren't subscribed, so if you could consider subscribing, it helps us out a lot. The goal is to hit 200 subscribers by the end of 2020. That is the goal. I'm setting it right now. Haven't told any of them that.
I like that.
But that's the goal.
Yeah, it's a decent goal.
Also, if you've noticed, 804 hoodies. Absolutely dope. Website's coming up this week where you can buy the merch. It's great. This hoodie, it's dope. It's like $25. It's not that much. They're going to be great. Like 15% off, 20% off deals will be going off all the time. I found a way to do it. Support us if you want. It's to go for us to buy better equipment so you don't have to be looking at my iPhone 7 video quality.
All for fun, but these are excellent sweatshirts.
But these are absolutely dope.
Very surprising how high quality they are for the price that I ordered them at. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't expecting much, but these turned out 100 times better than how I thought they were.
You don't buy a $22 to $25 hoodie expecting it to be one of the greatest hoodies that you wear all the time.
They're pretty warm, too.
They are. It's pretty
I'm not
great.
going to lie, I'm kind of burning up.
Yeah.
It's a little warm in here.
It's a little warm in here. I've already rolled my sleeves up. But we're going to get right into it. We're all seniors. So this school year has been way different and not as great, but also as great as we expected it to be.
Yeah.
The online system is going...
I'd say about as much as you thought it would.
It's going as great as they can be, but also as bad as it's supposed to be. I
like that description.
Yeah,
I like that description.
It's more or less of you don't want to do the work that you're assigned, but you're doing it because you know if you do it now, you won't have to get absolutely destroyed by your teacher when you come back in person.
Yeah, I think it kind of. In a way, it's like being online. It offers you more freedom. Obviously, there's less, restrictions on being like being physically in class. Having where you have to sit, just all that kind of stuff, bathroom, whatever. But it comes at the cost of like social interaction. Like you don't necessarily get to hang out with your friends.
Yes.
It's harder. There's a lot of blank space in classes where. Someone asks a question and it's just silence for 20 seconds.
And sometimes that freedom is an issue. I have a hard time with when the teachers give us work, actually sitting down and doing that work as opposed to just going and do something else. So the homework, which isn't really homework at that point, just piles up because it's just classwork that I've decided not to do. So it's interesting, but I feel like we'll get through it.
I know for me, my extreme case of ADHD, where I'm looking at pictures on my wall, and remembering all the great times I've had when I look down and see that I have 14 missing assignments between all of my classes. True story, by the way. And I cannot focus to save my life. But also it's fine because it's online and like I can turn it all in and teacher's like, oh, thanks for turning it in. It was only due like September 20th.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but Mr. Towsley tweeted something about he just said like, student, hey Mr. Towsley, like I'm turning this in like a week late, can I have half credit? And then he said like, no, I'll give you full credit because what is time in there? And that's basically most teachers' way of running this year. It's like, just get it into me, like as long as you're learning, they'll probably deduct you a little bit, but like as long as you're getting it done, like that's as good as we can do.
It's also crazy because we have been in school for over 2 months now.
It doesn't feel like it.
And it feels like I've been in school for about a week and a half, and the teachers are still doing introductions because they haven't seen all of their students' faces.
Yeah.
Because some people are just sitting behind the blank screen, sitting in their bed like, like stuff like that.
Well, what are we going into actually? We're going into what, week 7?
Yeah,
week 8?
It's close.
Oh my god.
I think it's week 7.
That's crazy.
We have like 2 weeks. before the marking period's over, but
It's nuts.
I'm pretty sure Northam, our governor, said that school is going to be closed.
Yeah, there's been
Oh,
some
yeah, he
significant
just
case
shut down.
increase in
So,
somewhere
yeah,
else in Virginia.
We shut down, so I'm pretty sure we're not going back second marking period.
That's
There
not
was
going to happen.
there was an opt-in form. I said I'm staying home. One, because the curriculum that they're going to be doing in school is basically what we're doing now, but in school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like, if I can,
It'd be too difficult
yeah.
to try and balance for the
And
teachers.
I don't necessarily want to see all the people at school. I like a certain amount of people. I don't like a lot of people. I only like a few people. And some teachers that I just started with this year. I love all of my teachers, but the work you would give in class would be worse than the work you're giving me now. So
yeah.
that's just where I'm at for a school standpoint, at least.
Yeah. It makes sense. Have they made the announcement yet
They
About what?
about school being
about
closed?
school
Yeah,
that they decided?
they haven't, but they legally will
They
have
gave
to.
out the gave
Yeah.
out the survey for teachers about how they would like to proceed.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's very cut and dry. It is.
it's
if
so
you-
it's so bad.
It is. If you don't go back and you don't have a valid reason, you will most likely either need to resign or basically suspend yourself for this year.
Jeez.
It's,
It is very ruthless. It is not forgiving unless you have a pre-existing condition or are living with someone with a pre-existing condition.
It's
They are
crazy.
basically requiring you to go back and teach and babysit kids. Imagine teaching kindergartners trying to keep their masks together.
Oh my god.
And while it's great that everybody's getting custom masks, everybody in kindergarten I know wants to trade
third
some
hardest
masks.
job in the
Yeah.
world, by the way, with less than like $35,000 a year.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But
Hello?
that'll change soon.
It better
That'll
change
change
soon.
soon.
Teachers need to be more respected. I know that I don't really respect all my teachers that often, but like at the same time, the government and the people around it need to respect teachers. That's all I had to say.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll
People
get there
need to
eventually.
respect teachers,
Teachers,
except for myself.
I try. When I think of respect, I mean like I'm thinking of like not turning work in and stuff like that, and I do that all the time. But like I'm pretty respectful, like talking wise to teachers, unless it's like that one teacher they know who they are if they're watching. But that's besides the point. Shout out to Ms. Nagel, I love you. We're gonna switch gears because I think I just set the tone for that. The NFL, it's back. Go Cardinals. Arizona's winning it all this year.
It's been a shaky start to the season. It started out strong, and the
Then
past 2 or
and then
3
the Titans
weeks,
happened.
Yeah,
the
I think
Titans kind of brought it down for everybody else.
yeah, I think you have to blame the Titans for everything. Like, not even joking, because almost every single case has stemmed from them.
I mean,
They were
Cam
too
Newton
scared.
went down a few days ago. I mean,
Yeah.
he's back now, but
A few days ago,
Went down.
well, he's back now. I mean, I don't know how much it's actually affecting some of those players. I didn't know until yesterday that the Virginia Tech quarterback was actually hospitalized
Yeah.
with coronavirus. I know a lot of people have been talking about how these are super athletes. They won't be affected by it, but Virginia Tech almost lost their starting quarterback
Yeah.
to it, and he's finally back playing now. So it is definitely something to consider when thinking about staying inside.
Yeah, I think the annoying part, because I'm a Steelers fan, and we were supposed to play the Titans week 4, I believe it was. And so the Titans couldn't play, right? They delayed our game. They said it was going to be either Monday or Tuesday. And then they just delayed it entirely. So our bye week got switched. It was basically we had to take the punishment for the Titans screwing
For
up.
their
The
downfall.
Titans held practice after being told they couldn't hold
Which is
practice.
ridiculous.
Which is, I think that should be a forfeiture of the game and a heavy penalty on the
The
team.
moral of the story is that the Steelers should be not undefeated. They would have lost to the Titans indefinitely.
Just hand it
And-
off to Derrick Henry.
Just hand it off to Derrick Henry.
Honestly, I'd love to see
Big
how
trust.
our run defense.
We do this. Big
Goes
trust.
against,
Lamar Jackson.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Lamar Jackson is terrible. He shouldn't have won MVP. It should have been Larry Fitzgerald last year. No bias. No bias. Hey, the only player that I know that has more tackles than drop passes
True.
in his career is Larry Fitzgerald.
That's very respectable.
And that's kind of tough for a
That's
receiver.
How
pretty
old is he?
impressive.
He's like 38.
54?
57?
Going on 55?
Going on 63.
Something like that.
93.
He's probably going to go straight into a retirement home.
Probably. He's
Yeah.
not making it out. He's not making
He's
it
going
out
to
in
play
the
the
real
Browns
world.
and just get absolutely decimated. That's scary.
Myles Garrett.
Miles Garrett is gonna kill him.
Oh,
by the way,
guess what,
the Browns today.
Right now,
Guess what Miles Garrett did today?
Absolutely
virtually nothing. Yeah, that's
Absolutely
right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Go Seahawks.
Go Seahawks. Aren't you a Cardinals fan?
I am, but the
Wouldn't that
Seahawks
be-
are gonna beat the Steelers one time this week.
Oh, I
this
see.
year, so.
I don't think we play them.
Exactly.
I'm a Ravens fan,
I
so
think
I know
the-
the Ravens will beat the Steelers.
I think the toughest teams. I told you we're going 1-1. I think the toughest teams we'll play
The
are the
Cardinals.
Titans, the Ravens.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
I don't know if we
Say,
play you guys.
say the Cardinals. Just say it. Just say it, bro. Just
We
say
play
it.
Kansas
What's
City.
up? What's up? The Cardinals.
What about Le'Veon Bell?
Going to
How about Le'Veon Bell?
I
He pulled-
stand
he
by that
pulled
he
it-
is the
he-
Kevin Durant.
No,
of
no,
the
no, no,
NFL.
not the Kevin Durant. Kevin
Yes.
Durant was different because no, he's the DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins was like
He signed for a minimum.
He signed
They
for
both
a
signed for a
veteran
minimum.
minimum after he was getting paid
Yeah.
like $25 million a year. He's like, let me get some of that just to go and lose in the championship game, which I'm pretty sure if the Chiefs get back to the Super Bowl this year, they will lose to Le'Veon Bell's downfall.
Why did the Chiefs? They already had a good running back.
Well, so
They're
I think
stacking. They're stacking.
they're
their
stacking,
offense.
yeah. And the thing about Le'Veon Bell that I don't think I realize is he's not a good mentor. He kind of butts heads in the locker
They
room.
don't need a good mentor. They got
And
so many
he's-
good mentors.
Chemistry, as we've seen with the Miami Heat, is a very important factor in a team's success.
Yeah.
Very
So
important.
so
Miami
he,
Dolphins?
I think he is still trying to ride on the.
I was good at Pittsburgh once.
I think he's trying to ride
He's a
on what he
very
did in
good running
Pittsburgh
back.
because he was great in
He's a
Pittsburgh.
very good running back. I think he's still got some left in the tank, but I think he kind of hit a wall.
Like 26?
Yeah.
He's like 26?
I don't know. He hit a
Of
wall
course
in
he's
New
gonna send it
York.
to the
He
tank.
was not at all what he was advertised as.
I think-
and
I think
he's looking for a solid bounce back.
People didn't realize that, like, honestly, we had a system in Pittsburgh that let him do well, and the Jets did not have that system, but it's also Adam
But can
Gase.
we talk about this? Who won the DeAndre Hopkins David Johnson trade?
Oh, most definitely the Cardinals.
Exactly, the Cardinals are the best
Was that
team
even
in the
a debate?
league.
Bill O'Brien
the best team in the
is
league.
like worst GM. I would say he's probably worse
Of
than
all
the
time?
Browns.
Worst of all time? Because
No.
David Kahn for the Minnesota Timberwolves chose 2 point guards back-to-back in the 2009 draft before Steph Curry.
Oh, God.
He had back-to-back picks and chose Johnny Flynn and Ricky Rubio before Steph Curry. So any
Oh
GM
my
of all time
God.
that's terrible. David Kahn,
But
shout out my man.
I think it's less because that's a draft and this is a trade, and you already knew what DeAndre Hopkins was.
But it's
but
also
David Johnson averaged like 200 something yards.
when you look at
for
Bill
that
O'Brien, right?
2016 season.
I believe it was they fired their GM and they gave him, he was the coach, and they gave him GM powers, right? So they
Correct.
gave him administrative powers.
Yes.
He traded away DeAndre Hopkins, their best receiver, for David Johnson, who was...
He's a pretty.
No, he was
He was
downhill.
going
He was
downhill.
going downhill.
He traded away Jadeveon Clowney. He traded away... He traded for Brandon Cooks, and I think traded
Will
away...
Fuller. He traded Will Fuller.
No, Will Fuller's still.
No,
Will
no,
Fuller
he traded
was on
for
the team.
Will Fuller.
he's not bad. He's not bad.
He traded
got the
away
speed.
like all of their powerhouse players for...
I'm so ready for him to trade JJ Watt. I'm so
Well,
ready.
he's gone now. He isn't doing anything else now.
Yeah.
Injured every year.
They told him to get out of there. Is JJ Watt still playing?
JJ Watt to Pittsburgh.
Has he torn something in
No,
his
I think
knee?
he's still in.
Is he?
Torn
I mean, I'm not.
Which meniscus did he tear this time?
Although-
I'm not used to him playing this late in the season.
Which knee
Just
did
like,
he played week 12 last season. And then
I'm not used to
he
it.
tore
I'm
his
just not
ACL.
used to it. I'm just not used
Just
to
like
it.
Myles Garrett, guess what he did against the Steelers?
Hit somebody in
Virtually
the,
nothing.
hit somebody
That's
in the
how
head
we
with the helmet.
It wasn't Mason Rudolph saying the N word this time.
it was just
It was just
how-
Big Ben and his little friendly addiction.
Well, the next
His very
topic,
Christian addiction.
the topic you've all been waiting for that we're going to talk about today is the most popular game on the internet right now, I would say.
Fortnite, yeah.
Among Us, yep. So the game Among Us basically is 10 people or less, depending on how many playing it, with 2 imposters in the game. The goal for the imposters is to kill all but 2 or all but 1 without getting caught. You can call sabotage like turning the lights off, or sabotaging the oxygen or a reactor. The goal for the crewmates is to catch the imposters and or ruin friendships and vote off your friends. Basically,
You kind of sound like
the two of us love the game.
Yes, very much
He
so.
despises it because no one respects his choices and when he talks in the game.
All right, to be fair, I've had a couple like completely wrong guesses, but for the most part, I am the best out of our entire group at reading people just based on what they're saying.
Well,
yes, reading people, yes.
Conveying your argument is another a whole other
That's
situation.
because y'all don't trust me.
It's
Would
very
you trust that face?
It's very easy to deceive some of your friends that you've known for a long time.
Tyler and I have known each other for at least 13 years now, and we kill each other every single game first because we know that we are each other's biggest competition. But when we are not the imposters together, we win the game almost indefinitely.
So I think I'll start it off with a story of mine. We were playing 6 or 7 people. I was the only imposter. And I'm running through right by comms into storage. And I kill my brother, who's right there.
Damn.
And I look away. I look to the side. And Hayden is right there doing a task at the bottom. And I panic. I start freaking out because I know I'm busted. So I just run. The lights were not off yet. I turned the lights off after I killed him because I thought he was right out in the open. And there is Hayden is right there. I get a little bit farther away, and the body gets reported, and I just feel all the blood leave my face, and I'm so scared that it's over. And then all of a sudden, I hear this dude Hayden call Jacob out. And he thought that because they found each other on the body.
My defense.
And it was so perfect for me.
My defense. When he killed his brother, I was in the middle of a task that took up the whole screen except for the corners. He killed his brother in the middle of the map.
But then I ran away.
Yeah, but he's gone, and then you called lights. And then someone fixed lights, and I find the body.
I'm not sure,
and I see Jacob, and I'm like, oh, well then, they gotta be Jacob. So I'm like, it's Jacob, it has to be him, vote him off, get his big forehead, big teeth out of the game, I don't need it.
So we vote them both out, and then it's me, my other brother, and Zion. And as soon as they realize what they've done, and I'm just standing there, they could probably hear me laughing. And it was so funny. I just call O2. I sit next to Zion the whole time. He's like, Tyler, I know it's coming. Don't make me wait. Don't make me go through this.
Do not wait.
Do not make me type in this O2 code and kill him. And so I kill him right then and there. Most fun I've had in an imposter game.
I guess Owen can share next because I think I have the best story.
I thought I was gonna tell one story, but I do kind of want to tell that Jack story with Medbay. So. We're playing. I'm a really bad imposter. Like, I know it. I'm a great crewmate because, like I said, I can read people. But as imposter, I'm really, really bad. But I like to try new things. So, I was in electrical. I believe I had shut down the lights. So there were like 3 other people there, and people started leaving, right? So I kill our friend Anad, and my friend Jack sees, right? We're both there. I'm like, fuck, okay, I'm done. He calls the body, right? As soon as we go to the screen, he says, Owen, guys, Owen killed him. And I just scrambled, and I was like, this isn't going to work. So I just said, Jack, I wasn't even near, I was in medbay. And just completely denied that I was anywhere near the body or that I killed it. And somehow, I managed to convince everyone that I was nowhere near the body, that
Ridiculous.
Jack was just hard accusing me out of nowhere, and then I was all the way across the map, and then I won.
I skipped.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I skipped.
It's so funny.
I skipped vote. For me, I have 2 really great memories. The first one happened more recent. Tyler and I are arguably the best 2 imposters in the game out of our friend group.
I'd say so.
Out of our friend group. So that day, we had told people right before that if I die first, it's Tyler, and if he dies first, it's me. Keep in mind, this is 5 minutes before the game happens, and then we go...
It's in the lobby. Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, it's in the lobby. It's in the lobby.
It's a common theme, as we've said many times, for us to kill each other first, and we do it to this day. And we just don't get caught.
And so what happened is that after we said that, we said, but if neither of us are dead, it's more than likely that possibly both of us are the imposters. What happens in the next game is that we both get imposter, and we roll everybody. We won in the second round.
Yeah, you guys like win in record fashion.
That's what I'm saying.
When you're together.
The next game, it's Tyler and I again, and and it's just We roll everybody again. And they don't catch on. We say, guys, remember, if it's neither of us are dead first round, it's probably both of us.
I think we work as a good tag team because you have no hesitation to just kill.
And that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
And you get away with that. But I strive on the
mental
debate
game,
skills.
the mental game.
The debating. I find that I'm better at convincing people to vote somebody else out. So I don't have to go and kill everybody.
And so the very next game, the third game in a row, I see my name, imposter, and then the person that's next to me is Tyler. And what happens?
3 in a row.
But this one was harder because we get to the point where it's like 5 people left and there's 1 vote left after we killed 4 other people, and they're like, Hayden and Tyler are still alive, but there's no way it could have been them 3 games in a row. And they go, I think it's Jacob, and they vote Jacob off, and he's gone, and then the victory screen comes up for us, and they're like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah,
I don't think that there's anything worse feeling in that game than being killed in a double kill.
Yes.
Because you were sitting in a group with everybody, almost everybody, and then all of a sudden your death animation appears, and you're like, oh, why did he kill me? There's people there. And then it finally goes away, and your friend's ghost is right there with you, and the other 2 are running away, not to be seen.
My final story is kind of a great tale of triumph. It was me and possibly the worst other imposter in our group named Brenna. And there was a 10 stack,
Sorry, Brandon.
full great lobby of just really smart people, and then Zion. And we get into full disrespect. We get into the game. Instantly, Brenna disconnects, and it's me versus 9 other people.
Makes sense.
I kill 3 people round 1. No sus whatsoever.
No sus.
They vote Jack off. I kill Zion next because he's really loud and annoying, and it leaves me in a position where it's me, Jacob, and Olivia. You guys don't know Jacob very well. He'll be on the show soon. Jacob has Hall of Fame sellout. Hall of Fame third imposter.
Hall of Fame third imposter. Every game.
Man goes, I just walked up on Zion's body. Olivia was walking away. Jacob, the lights were off, and I had just turned them back on when you saw Olivia running away. And you say it was her. I was like, all right, good enough for me. I voted her instantly. That victory screen comes up. I go crazy. It's like 11:30. My dad comes in. He's like, why are you making so much noise? I'm like, Dad, because I just killed 8 of my friends with no regard for human life.
Absolutely no regard.
You just killed 8 of my friends.
I just killed 8 of my friends.
Let's go.
He's looking at me with absolute horror, and he's just like, okay, you got it, bro. But that's my story. My favorite person to ever play with is Tyler's dad. Last
I
night,
still need to play with it.
we voted him off for virtually no reason, but he was the imposter. He goes, I fucking hate all of you assholes. And it's just right after we voted him off. Just out of nowhere.
I will say, my cleanest imposter game came with Jacob's father, who has... It was like maybe his 2nd or 3rd game as imposter. And we were on we were on Polis, the outdoor map. And we just start going at it. We killed everybody, and not a single meeting was called. That is the only time I've ever seen that happen. And me and his dad just went off, killing everybody. I think these 2 died in the first round. I mean, no, you definitely were there.
I played with Mr. Warren once.
And it was one of the first times I played with him, and
yeah,
I think you were there.
I was at work.
But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you didn't see the greatness.
I wouldn't get that disrespected.
It was.
I would have called a meeting.
It was disrespectful. It was quick. It was easy.
Yeah, Hayden loves to call meetings.
I call a meeting, but when I call a meeting, it's smart.
He's the reason we have a 1 emergency meeting.
No, not really. It's more than it's Zion. It's Zion. Zion calls a meeting.
You call emergency meetings just to see if people are dead more often than anyone else.
It is okay but then you don't find the body.
But that's my thing is that I call a meeting after I usually don't call a meeting unless when I fixed comms really fast, because that never gets done fast. I fixed it in 20 seconds. I went up called a meeting to brag about it, and then people started accusing everybody. I was really confused. Ryan and Logan just started going at it. The next time, I usually call a meeting if a round goes for 5 minutes. If a round is going for 5 minutes and nothing's getting reported or called, then I'm like, all right, 5 people are dead, and then I call a meeting, and it's 1 person's dead, and it's Ryan or Tyler's dad or the imposter, or it's Olivia or Harrison. It's stuff like that. And then I'm like, guys, let's just put on tasks. And then I get voted off for some reason. It's
something silly.
It's something like that. But the game is really fun.
Very fun.
I'm happy they fixed their lobbies and their servers because you could not.
It's so much better now.
Yeah, you could not get into a game because it went from 14 players to 4 million players in a day and a half. So it was crazy. The game is really fun. I recommend if you play it. This is not an ad, by the way. Sponsor us, please, dear God.
If we get that sponsor, that's nuts.
Among Us, the official sponsor of the 804.
That would be incredible.
I like that sound. I like that sound.
I like that noise too. That was kind of clean.
And the mobile,
You got a new-
mobile,
you got a new job
mobile game
opportunity.
For
ad.
$9.99, you can get your premium Among Us 804 skin. 804 skin.
I wish.
804 skin.
With the new merch.
804
The skin with the new merch.
It's just an
Hey!
804 skin.
804 skin.
You get the sweatshirt and you get the 804 bucket hat that we were gonna get.
Yeah.
in the store.
Buy the 804 bundle and you'll get.
That'd be clean. That'd be
That
clean.
would be pretty cool.
Guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you all for joining us on this crazy, crazy adventure that we're starting. 200 subs by January 1st.
We'll get there. We'll
If
get
it doesn't happen,
Tell your mom, your aunt, your dog's cousins, their owner, their sister, their brother to subscribe. If you don't, you'll never get imposter and win again. These two are crazy. I'm an idiot. Thank you for watching the 804.
See you guys.
25 minutes and 11 seconds.